Hello everyone, I'm so excited to join you today. What I'm going to be talking to you about is how to set your morning rituals. So what I'm going to be sharing with you are 5 habits of successful women, 5 morning rituals of successful women. So when you start doing these daily morning rituals, you're going to have higher levels of focus, higher levels of confidence, higher levos of self-love, so you can actually get more things done during the day. And a big part of this is going to be setting your daily intention. And what I'm actually going to add in there for you is a bonus meditation and journaling exercise. You can head to yessupply.co/morning and grab a free bonus meditation and journaling exercise to help you wake up and go after your yes in life. And so how morning rituals started to change my life was because a few years ago I was literally in the biggest rut of my life. I was working in a job that I was not having fun at. Some days I was like crying before I went to work because I just could not be there. I felt so out of alignment with what it was that I wanted to do with my life, and I didn't really know where to start. And so eventually I realized if I wanted my life to change, if I wanted what I saw on the outside to change, I had to change the inside first. And so that really started with my morning rituals. I stopped waking up in the morning and first thing going on Instagram or looking at what everyone else was doing. And I started looking at what could I do to make my life better. I stopped being so mean to myself and being my own bully by saying mean things to myself in the morning, like I hate my hair or I don't have enough clothes, and I started being kinder to myself. And what happened was when I made deep internal changes, then my outer world started to change too. So I started to form better relationships, better opportunities came my way, and most importantly, I started to believe in myself, right? When I kind of killed that voice in my head that always had mean things to say to me, and I started actually being my own best friend, I started to believe myself. I wasn't as shy as I used to be. I was so much more confident. I started to realize, hey, if I see all these people who are creating their own yes in life, creating the life of their dreams and making things happen, if I can see them doing it in the real world, then why can't I do it as well? So my self-worth really improved, and that's why I want to share these 5 morning habits of successful women with you. So if you know someone, if you have a friend who wants to improve their mornings, they want more self-love, they want more confidence, whatever that is, hit the share button, share this with them, because I'm going to share some really good morning rituals that you can start to implement into your day literally tomorrow morning, and you will start to see your life change, and you will see how you speak to yourself change, and you will see how people react to you change, because your energy will be different. And if you can stay with your positive morning routines for 21 days, what happens is when you stick with any positive habit or ritual for 21 days, your mind actually starts to create new neural pathways. So for me, who I used to be, my mind was kind of my own biggest bully. I was always saying things to myself like, I'm not good enough, I'm not important, I'm not special, I'm not interesting, no one's gonna wanna be your friend. That was what was filling up my mind. And because there was only negative things happening in my mind, well, negative things came to me, and it never seemed like enough, and I never got the opportunities that I wanted or made the money that I wanted to make, or none of my ideas for businesses ever worked out when I had all the negative thoughts in my head, when I was starting my day looking at how great everyone else his life was on social media and seeing everyone else's highlight reel and not appreciating all the things that I had, not recognizing all the talents that I had and using them to my advantage. And I'm willing to bet too that when you make these shifts with these habits that I'm about to tell you, you will start to realize that you might have been focusing on what you didn't have instead of seeing all the incredible things that you do have. And then you'll see that you already have what it takes to be successful. It's just a matter of taking those resources that you already have and then using them to your benefit, using them to your advantage, asking for what you want, going after for what you want, figuring out what your yes is, and then believing in yourself enough to do the work to make it happen. So the first thing that I want to share with you, the first morning habit of successful women is to feed your subconscious mind with good things. And by the way, make sure you hit the share button if you know someone who needs to hear this. But feed your subconscious mind with good things. So there's 2 times in the day where your subconscious mind is super open to what you're feeding it. Those 2 times are right when you wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed, okay? And so what I used to do, and what I'm sure quite a lot of you watching also might do, is I used to wake up in the morning and the first thing I would do is grab my phone. And when I would do that, I would look at what everyone else was doing on social media. Okay, so-and-so is living the life on a yacht, and this other girl is so beautiful and has the perfect house, and this other girl has a dream job, and this other girl has all this money, whatever it is. And so what I was doing was I was waking up and I was feeding my subconscious mind saying, essentially, everyone else has this perfect, glossy, amazing life, and I'm doing shit. That's what I was feeding my mind first thing in the morning, okay? And then after social media, what I was doing was I was going right into my emails, right into like all the shit that I had to do, and then feeding my subconscious mind with, oh my God, I have so much to do. How am I ever gonna do it? I'm overwhelmed. And when you start your day with that momentum, when you start your day in a place of negativity, that is just going to snowball, right? It's the same as when you start your day and you get out of bed and you stub your toe and you're like, oh shit. And then you go through the rest of the day and everything else becomes shit as well, right? And so you need to make sure you're starting off your day with the right momentum in a positive space. Another thing that I used to do is I would wake up in the morning and I'd say, I hate my hair, I'm not pretty enough, or I hate my clothes, and da da da. And so I woke up in a place of feeling inadequate, of feeling not good enough, of feeling like I didn't have the things that I wanted or that I didn't have the things that I needed. And so, and remember, the second time during the day when your subconscious mind is the most open to what you feed it, and I'm going to share with you why it's so important to feed your subconscious mind and what I'm talking about. The second time when it is most open to what you feed it is right before when you go to bed, right? And so many of us go to bed and either we just watch TV or just gone on social media again. And again, we're only looking at what everyone else has rather than what we have going on for us and appreciating what it is that we have. Now, the reason why it is so important to feed your subconscious mind with good is because only a very small amount of the decisions that you make during the day are because of your conscious mind. The majority of what we do is because of habit. Okay, and habit is because of our subconscious mind. So as humans, our mind essentially wants to do as little work as possible. So when it's figured out habits that work for it, it literally just does it on rinse and repeat. That's why when you go to the coffee shop, you order the same thing. Or when you have breakfast, you always make it the same way. If we had to relearn everything or switch things up every single day, it would be too much work. By the time 10 a.m. hit, your mind would have had to make so many decisions it wouldn't have been able to make it through the day. So what your mind does for you subconsciously, and it does it to help you, is it looks at all the things that you're doing and it says, okay, how can I make this a habit? How can I make this as easy as possible? How can I put as little thought into this as possible? And then what it does for you is it actually turns it into a habit so that you can do it subconsciously. And that's why we always, put our keys in the same pocket or put our left shoe on before we put our right shoe on, or whatever it is. We pick up the phone and we say the exact same thing. It's because our mind has taken all the complicated processes that we do during the day and has put it into simple habits that you don't even need to think about or process so that you're able to do more. It's a survival mechanism. So if you have bad habits, if you have habits of saying mean things to yourself, of bullying yourself, of saying I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm too this or too that, or not enough of this or not enough of that, or I'm not going to go after this dream that I have or after this opportunity because I could probably never do it. If you always use your past to be evidence of what you can create in your future, you will always stay in the exact same place. So it's really important to feed your mind with good things. So what I did was, the first thing I did was I stopped going on social media first thing in the morning. I would just not allow myself to open up that app first thing in the morning. And yes, it does take a lot of discipline, because the way that these things are programmed is they're programmed to give you that little hit of dopamine, that little hit of joy every time you see a like or comment or whatever. But if you can just train yourself to not go on first thing in the morning and instead just be present in the world and in the life that you live, you can make more conscious decisions to change the things that aren't working for you and do more of the things that are working for you. And you have to be conscious and aware to make those decisions. So start feeding your mind with good things. What I would do, what I decided to do when I started to change everything, was instead of being mean to myself first thing in the morning and saying, I hate my hair, I hate this, I hate that, I decided to say one positive thing about myself. And that turned into my morning mantra. That turned into my positive affirmation. Okay, so how often do we tell ourselves we're not good enough, or we're too dumb, or whatever? But when's the last time you just looked at yourself in the mirror, or even just said to yourself out loud, you know what, I can do this. You know what, I trust myself to try new things. You know what, I do look pretty today. You know, like, give yourself a wink in the mirror, like your own selfie, like, be your own best friend. So many of us, especially women, we say things to ourselves that we wouldn't even say to our worst enemy. And it's time for that to change. It's time to remember that you are not just you. You have to be your own best friend, right? You spend more time with you than you do with anyone else. Why wouldn't you be your own best friend? Who told you that it's better for you to be mean to yourself than for you to be nice to yourself? Why is it that you need all of your friends around you to tell you that you're good enough and that you deserve better and that you should stop settling and that you look cute in that blouse? Why do you need to hear that from your friends? Why do you respect the opinion of other people more than you respect the opinion of yourself? So it's time to just make that decision that you love yourself, that you accept yourself, that you will be kind to yourself. And if it hurts to just do it to yourself, think of yourself as your friend. So step outside of yourself for a second and look at yourself as if you were not yourself, right? And if you were outside of yourself and you looked at yourself, would you say the mean things that you say to yourself? Or would you say, you know what, you're trying your best? And you know what, you did that really awesome thing this week. And every month you get better and better and better. And you're setting big goals and you never give up on yourself, okay? So try that. Try to feed your subconscious mind with good things first thing when you wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed. So not focusing on what everyone else is doing, focus on what you have going for you and how you can improve and make your life better. Number 2, second morning habit of successful women is visualize clearly the life you want to have. This was a big thing for me when I started Yes Supply. The whole thing about Yes Supply was that there's so many people that know exactly what they don't want. But how many people know exactly what they do want? And if you don't know exactly what you do want, how do you ever expect to get there? If you only know that you hate your boss and you don't want this and you don't want to be broke and you don't want the debt, if you only know the things that you don't want, how do you expect to ever get to the things that you do want? So step number 2 is to figure out what your yes is. It doesn't mean that you have to know exactly how to get there. It doesn't mean that you need a trust fund or a grant or a donation. It doesn't mean that you need to have all the best friends and connections to get you there. Because believe me, when you start, you probably won't have that. When I started, I didn't have that. Okay, but what you do need to know is your yes. So think about, what would that be? What would a day in your life be if everything was going exactly like how you wanted it to? You were making the kind of money that you wanted. You had the kind of job or the kind of business that you wanted. You had the kind of friendships that you wanted. You had the health that you wanted. Think about all the different areas of your life and figure out what is your yes. And then the fun thing is to visualize it. So close your eyes and imagine. Imagine just like when you were a child. So remember when you were a kid and you could have just been in the basement, but the fort that you were making was like this ridiculously incredible fortress made of brick, and there was a prince in it, and there was a lion, and there was all of these things, and it was real in your mind. I want you to do that now. We lose that as we grow up, but you need your imagination now as an adult more than ever. Because now that you're an adult, you actually can put yourself out there. You can go after what you want. When you were a kid, you had to listen to your mom, and you had to be home by 7 p.m. or whatever your curfew was. But now as an adult, you have ultimate freedom. If there's something that you want, you can pick up the phone, you can talk to someone, you can get it. There are so many more opportunities for you. So it's important for you to figure out what is your yes. If you could have anything in the world, if you could have anything, money was no option, what would your life look like? And when you know what that is, visualize it. Visualize it every day. And what happens is when you have a crystal clear picture of what it is that you want, the world will move, mountains will move to make it real in your life. And I can tell you of so many different opportunities in my life that have come to me through completely unexpected avenues from completely unexpected people, or I stumbled across them because I first had the visual of it in my mind. The universe will work for you to send you exactly what it is that you want, but it has to know what you want, and that's why it's important for you to visualize it. To have focus in your mind, a picture of exactly what it is that you do want, instead of always visualizing what you don't want. And when you make that shift to focus on what you do want, miracles occur in your life. So number 2, visualize the life that you want to have. And believe me, it's really fun in the morning. I do this every morning. When I wake up, before I actually full on open my eyes and get out of bed, I just close my eyes for a few minutes, and I see vividly and picture vividly the life that it is that I want to create, the life that it is, how I feel, how it sounds, the people that are there, what will I wear, where will I be. I see it as if it's already real, and it is created for me. The opportunities that have come into my life, some of them feel like magic because I thought about it in my mind and then it showed up in my life, and it is possible for you too. Did not happen to me because I'm magic or special, although I do think I'm special, but I think you're just as special. So visualize. That is number 2. Number 3 is journaling exercises. So I have a whole list of journaling exercises. There's no way that I could go through all the different journaling exercises for all the different uses right now, but use journaling exercises. So you can use journaling to overcome your limiting beliefs. If you're the type of person who maybe doesn't apply for the job because you just assume that you won't get it for some reason, or doesn't reach out for a collaboration because you just assume that that person is going to say no, that is a limiting belief and a limiting decision. Okay? Don't tell yourself no. You know, if something is going to tell you no, then apply for the job and let the employer tell you no. Or go after the collaboration or the client that you want and let them tell you no. Don't be the one to tell yourself no before you even try. Why would you do that? Be on your own team. So journaling exercises can help you overcome your own limiting beliefs, because when you see yourself stopping yourself, when you see yourself assuming the answer will be no without having even tried, journal that out and take a look at it and say, is that really real? Is that based on fact? Or am I just basing my future based on my past? Because we all know that that's just not the way to base things, right? It's like as if when you're in high school, you can never go to college because you have only ever been in elementary or high school. That doesn't make any sense. As you grow, as you progress, as you learn more, as you get older, whatever, you can do more. The future is not ever going to look at like the past unless you just continue to do the exact same things in your future as what you've always done in the past. So use the journaling exercises, because a lot of the time when there's all these ideas floating around your head, it's hard to pinpoint them down, and you can feel a sense of overwhelm from all these different things happening in your head. By journaling them out and just being able to see it in front of you, you can spot it and say, that's a limiting belief, that's a limiting decision, that's holding me back. And you can journal out ways that you can overcome that. One good technique is to simply journal out the equal and opposite of a limiting belief or a limiting decision, and then using that positive version as your new affirmation. Other journaling exercises that you can use are gratitude lists. Gratitude lists are amazing. I do a gratitude list pretty much every day, just saying all the things that I'm thankful for. And I also like to do a future gratitude list. So writing out what I'm grateful for that I haven't yet seen in my physical reality, but I know is on my way to me. So essentially it's writing out the things that you want as if they are already happening to you, so that your subconscious mind sees and feels and acts as if that thing that you want is already yours. Accomplishment lists are great too, because how often do we go through a whole week and feel like I haven't done enough? I haven't done enough. But then when you actually sit down for 5 minutes and write out an accomplishment list and you look at all the things that you've done, you're like, oh my gosh, I've actually done a lot. And by writing out that gratitude list and that accomplishment list and seeing how much you've already done, that's going to give you the energy to even do more. So make sure that you take the time to celebrate your wins. Make sure you take the time to celebrate all the incredible things that you're doing. This is what successful people do. Successful people do not just jump from to-do list to to-do list to to-do list to to-do list. They remember the importance of having fun along the way, which includes celebrating your wins, okay? Especially if you're into the law of attraction and manifesting. Okay, we all know that if you want to manifest faster, you need to be at the same vibration of the things that you want to manifest. And of course, all the good things that we want to manifest, they feel good. They're fun, right? So have fun in your everyday. And if you combine you taking inspired action with having fun, you're going to manifest like that. Another great thing, so number 4, success habit number 4, morning routines for successful women, is meditation. Guys, meditation has absolutely changed my life. Now, there's so many different ways that you can meditate. There's guided meditations. I send out guided meditations to the women in the collective. You can do a silent meditation, so literally just taking a few minutes to wipe the slate clean, to completely clear your mind, to not allow all the crazy thoughts of what you have to do next and what you didn't do and all the worry of stress, to just allow yourself freedom from that, to just sit, relax, and be present in the moment. That is the most incredible way of meditation. And the beautiful thing is, if you want to be creative, if you want to be innovative, if you're building maybe a new business, you're starting something new, or even if you're in a job where you need creativity, where your creativity and your amazing ideas come from is from deep in your subconscious mind, and also from a higher intelligence that knows more than you do. Okay, so if you're so busy, if your brain is going so quickly, thinking about all the things you have to do and all the things you haven't done, and not worry this and stress that, if your brain is so occupied with that, it's too busy to even hear the incredible ideas that are waiting for you. So what meditation can do, and what meditation does for me, is it gives me quiet time for me to just relax and for me to open up my mind to receive whatever creativity, whatever ideas I need to hear. A lot of times you can achieve this exact same relaxation in the mind by doing things that are repetitive. So a lot of times great ideas will come to me if I'm out for a walk, right? Not looking at my phone. Or if I'm in the shower. Or if I'm just tidying up and I'm just, relaxing and tidying up and not really thinking about it too much. That's when amazing little drops of inspiration will pop into my head. But a great way to speed up that process is to sit, to be quiet, to allow yourself to just enjoy being present right now, not in the future or in the past, but just right now. And so many times, incredible ideas that I would not have came up with if I was trying to scribble out and brain map and all that stuff. amazing ideas just pop into my head that allow me to get to the level that I want to manifest, that help me get to my yes. So number 4 is meditation. And I send out guided meditations, guided visualizations to the women in the collective, and they're absolutely life-changing, and especially for you if you're somebody who does not know how to meditate, or you haven't done it before, or you're afraid you're going to do it wrong. It's so perfect for you, and I love listening to my own meditations as well. And the next thing that you need to do, so the next successful habit of successful women, is to set your intention for the day. And this was huge for me when I was first starting SFI. So when I was starting SFI, I didn't know of any other platforms that were doing what I did. I was, worried that people were going to think it was cheesy or think it's weird. I had a lot of self-doubt. But deep down, I knew that this was my passion. I knew this was my deepest desire. And I knew that if I got to the end of my life and I had done everything that I could to make it work, if I had tried, I would have been proud of myself. And if I hadn't done anything, I would have experienced regret. And so I didn't know really 100% what I was doing. There was no roadmap to success, but I knew that I needed to keep forward momentum. So the thing that I did, and the thing that I think that you need to do every single day, is set your intention for the day. So every single day when you wake up, ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do today to get me closer to my yes? So know what your yes is, know what your North Star is, know where it is that you want to go, and then ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do today to get me closer to that, right? Because it's so easy to get overwhelmed, right? It's so easy to think about that end goal that you have and be like, well, I still have to build a blog and I have to make a website. I don't know how to make a website. Maybe I need a graphic designer, and I should call that friend that I want a collaboration with, and I wanted to interview that person and they didn't get back to me. And you get so overwhelmed with all the different things that you have to do. But what if you just decided that as long as I do one thing every single day that will get me closer to where I want to be, I am proud of myself, right? That's exactly what I did. So every day when I woke up, I would think about what my yes is, and I would ask myself, what is one thing that I can do today to get me one step closer? So maybe that was sending an email. Maybe that was doing a couple of Instagram posts. Maybe that was fixing the header on my website, or working on my logo, or thinking about my brand image, or working on a course. One thing. I didn't need hours. I was juggling a job, friendships, relationships, other responsibilities that I had. I was juggling a lot. So some days I only had 10 minutes to work on it. But I knew that as long as I just put some time into getting closer to my yes, I would get there. It's a law of cause and effect. Whatever energy you put into something, that energy is always going to come right back to you. So put that energy into the thing that you want with the trust and the faith that whatever it is that you want to create will be created, but it's up to you to stay consistent. If you want to grow a business or an audience where your community is loyal to you, you need to be loyal to them, okay? If you want to build a business, but you're treating it like a hobby, it's going to stay as a hobby. So when you wake up every morning, just ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do today to help me get closer to where it is that I want to be? Set that intention, write it down in your journal or wherever it is that you do your morning rituals, and move closer to that. And believe me, before you know it, things will start to take shape. You'll start to get momentum. You will show up being consistent, and you will start to get recognized. Okay? So number 5 is set your intention for the day. So a roundup of those 5 morning habits of successful women. 1 is start your day feeding your subconscious mind with good. 2 is visualize the life that you want to have. So if you want to get somewhere amazing, you need to know where that is. 3 is using journaling. So get all the craziness that's happening in your head out and put it onto a piece of paper so that you can see it, you can journal through it, you can write your gratitude list, you can essentially, if you have a goal too and you write it down, that's the first manifestation of an idea in your mind into your physical reality. So writing things down is so powerful. Number 4 is meditation, and number 5 is setting your intention for the day, right? So when you wake up every day, recognize that that day has meaning. You can make a big impact during that day if you make the choice to, okay? So make the choice to make the most out of your day. So if you want a bonus meditation and journaling exercise, head to yessupply.co/morning and get my bonus meditation and journaling exercise. And remember, do these every single day for 21 days and you will see a difference. I saw a huge difference when I started to start my day with positive affirmations, be kind to myself. I noticed that I went from being mean to myself and always saying something mean to myself to starting to say things that were nice to myself. I started to be my own best friend. I started to support myself. And so try this for 21 days. If you have a habit of starting things and then not finishing them, or you're worried that you're not going to be able to do this for 21 days, even though you see how important it is to change your life, I would love to invite you to join the SFI Collective. So the SFI Collective is an online and offline platform that helps creatives and females figure out what their yes is in life and turn it into reality. So there's hundreds of people in there to give you the mentorship that you need to create the life that you want, support, accountability to stay on top of your goals. And when you join the SFI Collective, you actually get a daily morning email with motivation, meditations, affirmations, journaling exercises, morning mantras, and a reminder to set your intention every single day so that you get closer to creating your yes. You'll get access to my morning rituals, meditations, journaling exercises, everything that you need to up-level your mindset so you start feeling like the successful person that you know you are and start living the life that you know that you're meant for. And on top of the personal development tools, there's actually even more tools in there. So if you're somebody who's ever wanted to find your passion and turn it into a business, there are a ton of courses in there on everything from finding your passion and turning it into a business to starting the foundations of building your business to growing your social media and your Instagram following to writing copy and content, getting your first clients. There's so much in there. There's a wealth of knowledge and there's more tools and techniques and strategies being added for you every month. So you'll get access to all of this because my mission in life is to help you figure out what your yes is and recognize that it can be a reality. You don't have to follow the same path as everyone else. You can be a trailblazer. And I know online you see people who have figured out their passion, figured out their purpose. They know that they're creative and they want to do something amazing and they figured it out. And I know you've been there where you're like, okay, I can see people doing amazing things. How do I do it? So every month, we interview an incredible mentor who's figured out what her yes is and turn it into reality. And you actually get the chance to ask her your personal questions. I used to see so often that men would get access to mentorship that women wouldn't. And so that's why I created this platform that gives you access to the mentorship that you need and you want. So our members are our muses. We know how incredible life is and we want to make every day a work of art. We want to be inspired and we want to be inspiring. So I hope that you'll join us in the collective as one of our muses. There are so many incredible tools in there to help you create your yes. You get access to Ask Me Anything and hundreds of other people who are just absolutely killing it, creating their yes, and alongside want to help see you create your yes as well. So I hope you love the 5 morning habits of successful women. I love to sharing them with you. And don't forget to download your bonus meditation and morning exercise. And I hope to see you in the collective. Mwah. Bye.
You're so good.
I'm not done.